Hey, how's it going? Just getting into a whole new frame of the way I think. Last like 90 days have been an amazing time in my life. Just got off a Skype conversation with a friend of mine that's helping me with a lot of stuff. Really good friend that I met through this blog. And my viewer numbers have dropped down from a long time ago. They've really dropped down lately. And I kind of prefer this because I can actually interact with somebody. I'm not doing this for any kind of popularity or anything. I'm doing this to connect with people, and I made a great connection. I'll give you a link on that in a minute with a guy in Australia that really turned me on to stuff. Where this blog is going, and this one's going to be about more of a well-rounded life of just not being about nutrition. You see, nutrition now or health is like all about just food, and that really doesn't make, let's just say, like, I'm trying to collect my thoughts here. A long time ago, like a witch or a shaman, not even that long ago, like probably in the 30s or the 40s, people that were into health food were also simultaneously into spirituality. That's really a big thing of where I've always been about that. Those two have walked hand in hand, and you have a whole world, as in my last video, of talking about this sort of fruitarian crowd, this 80-10-10 sort of American or Western European, American, Europe, and there's Durian Riders and his girlfriend in Australia or whatever. Very all about sports and just, really not much wider about thinking about why we're here and these bodies and the fact that we're all really different. So let me get on with it. I have grown in leaps and bounds. I'm on a detoxing process of just really getting deeply into detoxing, and the place I've decided to just kind of hold for in my detox program is the liver. That's a really important one. I did a detox gallbladder cleanse a while back, and I'm heading into another one. So what I want to tell you more about is I am meditating more. I am doing tarot cards, looking into myself. Always pulling up a tarot card every single day, asking what my truth card is. This is the Voyager deck. I use this, my favorite deck. Halloween, Samhain, All Hallows Eve. It has a lot of significances, and I'm going to tell you about how it's relating to my health life right now. So I started on my gallbladder cleanse on the last full moon, which was on October 18th. And I decided at that point I was going to connect in more with being a Wiccan. And this has to do with my health food thing. And I hate to give something labels, but I personally do happen to think that it is the most neutral religion. As I was sort of briefly infatuated with Buddhism at the beginning of this year, I realized that all the major religions are just, I think there's great intentions there, all of them. I can find truth in all of them. I was more or less brought up Christian and sort of pagan simultaneously because I had a grandparent that was into pagan stuff. And the Buddhism thing, I just see how that's really easily available for exploitation in a kind of a cult sense. So Wicca is my chosen sort of simple belief system because it's about nothing other than following nature, following the moon, following the seasons, and the changes throughout the year, of acknowledging the male and the female, and really nothing other than that. And some of the names that sort of collective consciousness matrix people get stuck on are some of the like with the god, they use the name the Horned One, and they start getting all like weirdly obsessed with Satan, and it's just, there's no such thing as the devil anyway. So let me tell you where I'm going. Tomorrow night is Halloween, or probably by the time this gets up, tonight is Halloween, All Hallows Eve. And in the pagan sense, this is like the beginning of winter. And this time between now and December 21st, which is the equinox, is kind of a low time, a time of like thinking and considering the stuff that you've done throughout the year, and of just really collecting yourself and of just really laying low. And so for me, on Sunday, 2 days after, that's the 3rd, which is the new moon, and that's the time to begin a fast. So I'm going to restart my whole going through the gallbladder cleanse protocol, which is going to be going back on. And slight digression here, I'm going to keep doing these gallbladder cleanses starting every new moon, as long as it takes me to get to where I get 2 gallbladder cleanses where I don't release stones. So that's where that is. Which I think that culminates, it's a 13 or 14. I'm doing that, and then on the full moon night again, I'm going to trigger a gallbladder cleanse again for the next day. So, and in this whole process, I am going to, I've made quite a few commitments to the fact that I'm like staying straight edge, not smoking pot, not doing any caffeine. I have done some coffee enemas. I was a little bit, just because I had a bad relationship with coffee, I was a little bit hesitant to be doing coffee enemas, and I've done a couple of them, and I've been checking out a lot of stuff on the internet about coffee enemas and about the Gerson therapy, which uses coffee enemas. So this is a real magical time, Halloween, so I want to cut this video pretty short. I'm very interested in what's happened in the last year for me. I've had a number of people close to me die. I've had my all-time great hero for the electronic music that I do, Pete Namlick. He died on November 8th, and so tomorrow night I'll be casting a circle and sort of having a remembrance and trying to connect in with the spirits of these people. Mick, I think it is, Bobblefish, who lives in Australia, hooked me up to an amazing video. I want you to check that out. It's right here. A guy named Michael Newton, I think it is. A bit about past lives and about our souls and that kind of stuff. And then over here, I'm getting more back into like magic and of positive, affirming thoughts and doing stuff like that, and that's related to this book here by Dr. Joe Dispenza is a really great book because it basically, the whole thinking of woo-woo, magic, I've never had a problem with it. I'm pretty sure I've practiced it a lot in past lives. So this book basically brings a scientific backing to the idea of connecting into the quantum field and projecting the things that you want, which is magic. And over here is that link to Grant Morrison, a great lecturer. You've heard me mention Grant Morrison before. And so I've had these 90 or so days to prepare for this time, and so I am considering October 31st the sort of beginning of this glorious period of just moving forth as a great magician, well-rounded. I've had my training time these last 50 and a half years to get all of my little demons out of the way and to just move forward, to change this planet, to change myself, and to manifest all of the things that I was put here on this planet to do. So 50 years old is a great time to train yourself, and I think I'm more committed than ever in some of the basic principles. An interesting thing is I find myself getting into and believing in practices that I was doing 20 years ago. A lot of the herbs I'm into, I'm not really taking so many Chinese herbs. I'm kind of like low on money right now, and so some of the Romania 6 and Hoshiru and some of the stuff that I ordered earlier in the week, I'm running out of them. I'm down to just a couple pills of each. I probably won't be ordering those up again until November, but I'm doing like a lot of Western herbs. Getting into Sproutarianism heavily. I really think that that is a missing link in the raw, vegan, live food protocol. A lot of people in this whole neo movement do not even talk about that whatsoever. Like nobody from any camp. And it just resonates in me, this whole idea of growing these things. And they grow inside. It doesn't matter if it's winter. They're actually harder to do in the summer because you've got to rinse them more often because they go kind of funny when it's like too hot. So I think it's interesting. I went through this like long sort of like detour. I'm not saying I didn't learn stuff from the whole David Wolf Truth Calkins, but I'm finding myself returning to the place that I was 20 years ago when I was working on my own. I think more than ever I am like really just taking little pieces from people that I know. I'll take a little bit of that, I'll use that, I'll take a little bit of that, I'll use that, I'll take a little bit of that, and I'll use that, and I'm making myself the magician archetype guy that I want to be. So connect in with meditating about the things that have happened over this year. Consider this the first of the year, this little downtime between Halloween, All Hallows Eve, and the winter solstice to reflect on the things that have happened and to get your mind cleared up. So the winter solstice is sun return, the time when it's the shortest day, and that day after that is when the days get longer again. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be incorporating into this is this whole idea of being much more of an old mystic type of wellness person, where food and herbs and spirituality and prayer and just all of the above there is all a well-rounded part. They're not separate mass. Being a creator, being an artist, all of those are not separate. They're all one. And I will be bringing all of those elements to the forefront with the way that I live my life, and thusly that will be the exact person that I'm showing here on this blog. So support me by supporting my videos, supporting my music. Buy CDs from me, please, because that's really the only way that I make money. You can check out my videos. I've got a few new ones coming up. I've got a new record coming out. That's about it. And you can check out those videos, those links to, one more time, over here is the Grant Morrison video, and over here is the Michael Newton video about past lives and about lives, our lives between lives in the spirit world. Ooh, so interesting. What a great video. This one, you'll like it. This one too. This is good stuff. This book. This. Within yourself. Cultivating the great relationship with yourself.